All right, so I'm doing this video as I'm in the midst of really strong feelings, heavy, whatever, feelings around like frustration, abandonment, betrayal, irritation. And it's so funny because the very thing that came to me before I pressed play was let the thinker think and let the feeler feel and let them mold together. And it's interesting because I feel like there's been periods in my life when I've been judged for being such a thinker or judged for being such a feeler. And yet the very thing that is so important right now is to let the thinker think and the feeler feel and let them dance together or mold together till both iterations came to me. And that's just like a complete a heart-mind coherence, right? The integration of the self and all the ways that the self can be without the pressures of how other people's interpretation of self are, can be, have been. AKA allowing the complete self to join, allowing spirit to be embodied fully in body and beyond body, and allowing body to be fully embodied within the full complex of spirit. For there never is any type of separation. And by allowing the thinker to think and the feeler to feel, you and the ability and allowing them to come together as they will naturally come together. So now we're playing around with surrender. We're playing around with allowance. We're playing around with the level of like, I'm going to stop resisting the thinker and stop resisting the feeler and allow them both to just be while they naturally are in their separate states, but also in their always perpetually conjoined states. There's never one without the other. We could try to usurp one over the other because of whatever story we're telling ourselves, but ultimately there is a perpetual combination of them. And when we stop resisting one or the other or both, we allow them to be completely free and in partnership and collaboration. The thinker being quite a great friend and confident and often quite trusted. And the feeler also being quite a trusted friend and confidant and an expression of being that can be trusted because we've learned to practice not being the feeler and allowing the feeler to be, and also allowing the feeler to be a depersonalized experience, but also a personal experience. It could be both. And again, this is almost like stepping back into the third person observer. So I can allow myself to be the complete feeler that I am and feel the things, the good things, the bad things, the heavy things, etc. Like just feel everything without trying to run away from it, or without trying to over-conceptualize it or put logic on it or tell everybody about it or whatever the fuck. I would try to seek validation or appreciation in the midst of it, or avoid it, suppress it. Whatever I try to do, don't. It's like everything you've ever done with the thinker and the feeler, just don't even do it. Even if you've done things that are very supportive of the thinker and the feeler, it's like giving a chance to be completely neutral in the aspect of being the thinker and being the feeler, meaning that you are absolutely allowing yourself to be the whole experience of that, but also be beyond that. It is the I am and beyond the I am, the nothing. And allowing for whatever observation or expression that will come out of being the I am, and then the fullness of it, but also sometimes the compartmentalization of it in the ways that it can separate itself to experience itself in different ways, and allowing all the different ways to have breath, to have space, to have life, to have an opportunity to be expressive. And the way that they show face doesn't have to necessarily be in a conventional sense that we may be thinking. It could be expressed in a multitude of ways, endless amounts, maybe feeling gravitated more towards one thing than another. But allowing ourselves to explore that thing or to do that thing. So if I really want to paint one thing, but I want to write about another thing, or I want to just simply go for walks and contemplate orally, quite loudly, another thing, or I want to go to the gym and I want to fight, and that's another way. I want to go to someone that I honestly have a grievance with and express it completely, That's another thing, you know, expression can take so many forms. I want to get a tattoo. That's another thing. Make something that I've never made before. Try a new skill. Go just whatever. It's my main operating moral principle is no harm to self, no harm to others. So in attempting to be one of integrity, I tend to operate under these pretenses of allowing myself to be the feeler and the thinker and to be neutral of them, but to also be completely, fully with them. Completely acceptable. Because it is. To be both, it's fine. And to be none. And to be all. And to explore the expression styles. To explore what it means and feels like. To let the self, dare I say, be carried away sometimes. To be a channel, to go into a trance, to experience the full complexity of a trance, of a flow state that maybe once felt a little bit uncomfortable to experience, but now we find is actually absolutely necessary for the continued processing of ourselves and our needs, for the ability to allow ourselves to feel the full complexity of what it is that we need and want to feel, to allow ourselves to think about the fullness of something that we need and want to think about, even if we might be trying to say, no, don't feel that way because you should have been over X, or no, don't think about that because that's going to bring bad juju to you. It's like, what if it's coming up because it just simply wants a little bit of breath and living room and life, because maybe it doesn't want to stay past that thought or past that feeling. Perhaps if I allow myself to feel at the fullest complexity of feeling within the compounds of controls and boundaries that I feel safe within operating in, again, fully being embodied within myself, even if they are somebody else's thoughts and or feelings, I can give them space to be processed out of my being. It is an avenue for expression and processing. We need to clear house. Clear house, shed skin. It's in the year of the snake. God damn it. Clear house, shed skin. Even spark sheds. It all sheds, dude. Be the feeler, be the thinker, and allow them to mold together. Imagine the creation and expression that comes from that. Especially when we're doing it without doubt. And we're doing it from a level of trust and self-nurturing. That is the avenue. Doing it from a level of surrender, trust, and nurture. Because in the action of surrender is a level of trust. So a trust and a nurture in which you allow the self to be the fullest expression of the self without inhibiting it, shaming it, trying to make it something else. Giving it the space to express and process itself exactly how it needs to, and how it originally wanted to, even if you were attempting to try to change the dialogue and or narrative of it and or feeling of it for whatever reason. Can we limit the self-limitations around feeling, thinking, and the combination that can be to allow ourselves to think and feel the fullest complex combination of which it has always wanted to be? And this can be old. It doesn't have to be new things. It could be something that has happened forever ago that we're still somehow contemplating. Like, I thought I was over that already. Well, you're not. Giving the self the space-time to go through this and to release pent-up energy. I had an experience earlier where I was journaling, and I was journaling on something that is truly something that has been sticking around with me for some time, and I felt almost like a bubble of energy release pop up, like an air bubble just go poof. And I'm just like, wow. Big action, big release needed. So release all of that. I don't care. Whoever comes to mind, whatever comes to mind, yeah, release it. Release the feelings that you have towards it already. Release it all. Be neutral. What happens when we allow ourselves to be completely neutral about something? Even if we think it's not possible. What happens if we allow ourselves to be completely neutral about something? And to be the fullest thinker and feeler about something also. So to practice both ends of the spectrum. And the middle. And then not even on the spectrum. Just off of it. Not even fully related to it. Allowing it to no longer be a problem. Or a issue. Or a worrying thing. None of those options or those words. No matter how someone or something or whatever it is, or even yourself has wanted you to be, show, feel, think, etc. None of that matters right now. We're in the present moment. What happens if I'm just right here? What happens if I allow myself to think about that thing that has been bothering me for some time, and instead of being like, shh, don't think about that, derail that thought, I just give myself the chance to think about it. Now, if it becomes like an endless spiraling, chaotic pit hole of self-pity and destruction, you should probably stop it. Like, give yourself a time limit of how long you're willing to think about this thing. I could be like, okay, I'm going to set a timer for a solid 60 seconds where I'm going to let myself go think as deeply as possible about this thing. And then once that 60 seconds alarm hits, I'm going to transition my thought to something else because I have the power to do that. Same thing with a feeling. Now, some feelings may last longer than the alarm going off, but shit, what happens if you make a concerted effort, an intentional effort to say, I have allowed myself to feel this thing for 5 minutes straight and to have any thoughts that are going to accompany that for 5 minutes straight. I have journaled, I have expressed, I have wailed, I have danced, I have done whatever I need to do with this experience. Now, even if it does last a little bit, even after I give myself this opportunity of expression, if I just stop it and say, wow, I gave that 5 minutes of light that it deserved and that it needed. Am I still feeling as heavy as I was before? Or am I feeling heavier? What is my scale of feeling? And if you notice that it is a practice that is helpful, then it might be useful. I do recommend taking this across perhaps any professional help you're seeking or getting. But I think I realized recently for myself, at least, let the thinker think, let the feeler feel, and let them dance together. That was the message. And to me, and then immediately my brain went to all the times that I felt like I had to deny myself of certain thoughts, deny myself of certain feelings because, I'm not supposed to feel that, I'm not supposed to think that. What is this supposed to? What is this should, could, would, what is all of this? Can I give myself the chance to think about the thing that I need to think about and feel the thing that I need to feel without trying to convince myself that I'm not supposed to be feeling that? What is this supposed? What is this supposed? Can I challenge that sometimes? At least on my own sometimes, in a safe space, in a place where I feel safe enough to journal about it, to cry about it, to do what needs to be done about it, to just shed and release and let it go, and to stop holding on so much to narratives about it. The answer to that question is absolutely yes. And we do deserve the opportunity to give things the light that they want and to let them go. Because just because I gave it 5 minutes of airtime doesn't mean it has to stay. I get to choose. Again, I get to choose. I'm not saying that I'll be perfectly free of the exact energy signature, but I still get to choose. And the more that I remind myself and show myself, my body, my nervous system, my spirit, everything about me, that I still get to choose, and I still get to take my concerted energetic focus, being my effort, my attention, and put it onto something else. Yeah, dude, it's fucking possible. But in the midst of me putting onto something else, I gave whatever needed the time of day. I didn't push it to the side. I didn't convince myself that it didn't need airtime. That shit needs fucking airtime. Cool. So can I do both? Can I give myself the space, the trust, the truth, the nurturing that I absolutely need, the surrender that I absolutely need? Can I sit with God, Spirit, Allah, and have a very truthfully honest expression of self and conversation? Can I ask for forgiveness? Can I ask for mercy and compassion, and then also not only receive it, but then give it? Can I be so blatantly open about why I'm even asking for this? Can I challenge myself to be so brutally honest about how I actually feel about something, or about someone, or what I actually think about something or someone, or what the story I actually am telling myself? Like, what is the ultimate underlying truth? And am I going to give myself the opportunity to be and feel and understand the ultimate truth? And then when I reach the ultimate truth, I get to choose something else if I don't want to actually continue to vibrate at that ultimate truth. There is still a level of complex will and choice that I get to embark in. No matter how the fated path will unfold, I still get to choose. But the liberation and even allowing the self to experience what needs to be experienced and not push it to the side because of, I don't know, I'm too busy, I don't have time, capitalism, I don't have the luxury, whatever it is you want to tell yourself. fucking just feel the feelings, man, and be honest about it. Be honest with you and anybody else that you know deserves to have honesty about it. Stop holding back. Stop holding on to old skin, old habits that aren't really actually keeping you safe. It's so funny because I'm saying you and I'm really fucking just talking to myself right now. I love it. But that's the point. It's the point of these videos, bro. But anyway. Happy Valentine's Day. Be honest. Be truthful. And don't fucking hide by your love. And stop using people as trial and error. How about be radically responsible for yourself? Learn and love, yes, in relation, but be a person of integrity. That's it. At least try your best to practice. Carry some sort of grace along the way, but hold yourself accountable. Be responsible for the way that you're showing up for yourself and others. Ultimately, we do have to take full accountability for our health and our wellness, and for the way that we show up for ourselves and for others. So, be real and keep it pushing. Keep it shedding. And be you. Be true. Peace.